is the final section in Mudharabah. So this is where we are going to compare and contrast between musyarakah and mudharabah. So we've learned about musyarakah earlier on, and then baru kita belajar pasal mudharabah. So I think by now all of you have familiarize yourself with musyarakah and mudharabah and have noticed the differences between both contracts. And musyarakah, and what's the difference? So we are going to go into the differences of both contracts one by one. First of all, musyarakah. And musyarakah, if you've noticed, all partners in a musyarakah contract must contribute capital, no matter how low is it. And it really doesn't really matter whether it's in the same amount or not. And mufawadah, and in a musyarakah mufawadah contract, then that is an equal contribution capital. And say all parties provide 30% or all parties provide 50%. And but in musyarakah al-inan, and the amount of capital contributed can differ between parties. Can the thing is, everyone must provide capital. But in a mudharabah contract, and only sahibul mal contributes capital. Only sahibul mal contribute capital. And in terms of participation or the management of the business, who can manage the business in a musyarakah contract? Of course, because all parties are at the same level, and so all parties have the rights and to manage the business, has the right. And but that does not mean that they have to do it. It's not compulsory. If say one person decides to be a silent partner, I don't want to manage this, I'm just going to give my money, I'm just going to be a silent partner, that is allowed. And but the thing is, the right is given to all parties. You decide whether you want to participate, you want to involve in the management or not. And if you want, then you may do so. If you do not want, again, that is also allowed. But in a mudharabah contract, it's the other way around. The sahibul mal does not have the right to conduct or to manage the business. Only the mudarib has the right to manage the business, because he's the entrepreneur and he's not giving any money to the capital. Okay, how about the losses? And how do you treat losses in a musyarakah contract? Again, musyarakah contract, of course lah, in any business, losses must be shared together. Especially in a musyarakah contract, because everyone provides their capital, even though in different amount or in different ratio. So the losses will be according to the capital contribution. How about losses in a mudharabah contract? And financial losses, like I say, financial losses will be borne 100% by the sahibul mal, because that is the one that he's providing, how about liability? And in musyarakah contract, and the liability is unlimited, and it can grow more than the capital itself. And the business gain around, they've collected 100k of capital. Somehow the liability may grow more than the capital itself, so it's unlimited. But in a mudharabah contract, it's limited, and you really need to do business within the capital amount, because we want to limit the liability. The liability must be limited and to the amount of capital provided. Okay. Capital can be in cash or in services, like in musyarakah. You can even give your name and your reputation or your goodwill as your something you want to invest into. This is in musyarakah. And you can also give your services, my expertise as a doctor, as a lawyer, or as an architect. And so we join together in making this business by joining our services together. But in Mudharabah, the capital must only be in cash. You cannot give goods, or you cannot give your services or your goodwill or whatnot as your capital. Capital must only be in cash. Right? This agreement of the type of capital, and um, how about if there's a disagreement of the type of capital in musyarakah? All parties must come to a mutual agreement or a mutual consent of what type of capital that they want to provide. If there's some sort of disagreement, then you cannot come to a conclusion and you cannot sign the agreement lah. Tak bolehlah buat musyarakah kalau ada orang yang tidak bersetuju dengan jenis capital yang diberikan. Ada orang tak setuju. Saya tak setuju, dia hanya bagi dia punya nama dan reputation. So, kita tak dapatlah buat musyarakah tersebut. And that is not tolerated lah. Okay. In a musyarakah contract, and assets is jointly owned. Jointly owned. Assets is jointly owned. Because all provide capital, so it's dimiliki bersama, kan? Segala aset dalam bisnes tersebut is jointly owned by all parties. But the assets in a mudharabah contract, because only the sahibul mal is providing the capital and the asset, so it's solely owned by the sahibul mal, which is why if the business incur any losses, we must as much as possible try to restore the sahibul mal money. And if we can, kalau tak boleh, tak apalah. And ini saya cakap yang sepatutnya, sebab kalau kita buat bisnes, mestilah kita nak kita punya, saya bagi 50k, saya mengharapkan 50k bertambah, betul tak? 50k tu saya punya capital. 50k saya dapat balik, tambahlah juga saya dapat another 20k, 70k. Kalau saya bagi 50k, tapi lepas tu saya dapat 20k aja, tiada untungnya dekat situ. So that's not the way we do investment into business. Okay? And each partner is an agent to each other. Like, because everyone is a capital provider and everyone is considered as a wakil. I'm an agent to another partner. Sama lah juga orang lain pun adalah agent to another partner. How about in a mudharabah contract? Mudharib is an agent to sahibul mal, not vice versa. The mudharib, and because he's not providing any capital, he's only providing his labor and expertise, he is the wakil to the sahibul mal, to the capital provider or the investor, not the other way around. The sahibul mal is not an agent to the mudharib. So this is very much the differences between musyarakah and mudharabah contract.